my stance would be, you know, what your defondo stance were and whether you could touch. So now I'm here. So this is where I would end. Then I would move straight back, move my right foot back. Okay, so then prayer for number one. Okay, so we're here.
You want me to do it?
No, that's fine. Then ready, you step back. And so you don't have to actually like pull it way back here, but it stays in that position. And then they say strike. So it's, and we're at that good defondo stance. Okay?
Yeah, lunge.
Okay? So now we're going to talk about the roof block. So a roof block will look like this. So she goes prayer for number one, ready, strike. So here, doesn't have to be hard, we're going to do it slow. Okay? So this is here. That's the first move. The second movement is as this clears, this collapses to this position. Can you see it?
I can.
It's like a guard position. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and the reason why it's a transitional movement against a spotty dagger. So if she threw a one and then the dagger, so it would go here, so it would go one, this dagger, picks up the dagger, and I can move from there. Okay? And that's just basically on the roof block. But you'll see us come to that position a lot. It's like a guard position. What I usually practice is cover your puño a lot. Go all the way. So when I'm practicing throw for number one, I will teach the student first. Okay, strike. Here. I would go here. Okay? Then I'll step back. Again, prayer for number one, ready, strike, two. So all I'm doing is practicing my checking hand. Okay?
The hand, yeah.
Yep. So it's come here. So I'm constantly, and my hands turn this way. For most of the blocks, roof block, hand will be this way. If we wing, it turns this way. Because this one, it's just able to rotate that way. When it's turned this way, I can rotate this way without having to think about it. Okay? So then, after they get used to that, then I add the stick work. So now you add the stick in. So now when it comes here, I make the contact. This is automatically there. Now this one can either go straight out, adjust it, but I prefer to accelerate this closing movement by almost abanicoing, hit it, and abanico at the same time. Now at this thing at the same time, this is saying I got my fist here.
Chambered. He's ready to go.
And now sliding here, if the dagger comes, I'm ready. So now that's the second movement. Now the third movement is you just lower your blade and come up with your first saw blade. Okay? So the economy of motion is more in effect. It's very compact. And the more that you get better, the tighter you are.
Yeah.
You're tighter.
Absolutely.
Okay, so in, not really fast, but she's going to deliver it. This is what it should look. So it should like here.
Yeah.
Emphasize that number two to the head or to the neck. So all those motions combined and using body mechanics, the theory of the abanico, almost like a roof block turn into an abanico strike, collapse the elbow, and puts you in that position, that guard position.
I can see that now.
As this hand is sliding onto her, so it's like here. So now, just at the same time, I'm blocked here, and then as I'm collapsing, this is mainly the contact here to keep her from coming in. Because the fondo, the theory is that if it's number one, I'm gonna roof block you. I'm gonna here now I secure this. I have this opening.
Yeah.
If I go inside block against the same thing, I'm still here. I'm scoring. Rather than de cuerdas, or some of the other blocks that they throw strikes, we let it go by because we have something different that we're doing. Or if it was if we're gonna do largo and I go here, it's different. But the fondo, we stop the attack, secure the weapon arm, and then finish it off. So you look at it The majority of the stuff is that stuff, except the stuff that passes through. If it passes through, we're still securing it like on a 3 or a 4, I'm sorry. So 4 comes here. You've got your X, okay, but now here's my secure movement. As I go ahead and pass, I'm letting it pass, but I still have control so that of the weapon arm. Okay?
Yeah, that escapo skill.
Okay? So that would be root block. Inside block, you teach it the same way. I'll go here, it goes inside block. I just step forward. I step forward and attack the arm. Okay? So I get used to this, that I'm touching the arm every time. I'm developing your checking hand. So then when you add the stick, now it's here, boom. The second one would be now, the stick comes into here to create the obstacle, and now the checking hand secures the arm. And as we clear this weapon all the way to the end, as we are rotating for the number 4, you see my hand movement? I'm securing it, sliding onto the wrist, striking. As soon as I pass the obstacle, it turns, and your first sawboy.
Right.
So the moment is very, and I'm in control of everything that's going on. Okay, there's at no point where your opponent is free to do a different movement on you. And
Right, because you're holding them.
Yes, we're on. So we're okay. So now we're looking at the number 2. Okay, the same thing with number 2. So the 2, I'm here. Okay. I approach it like this. That I'm touching. I'm going forward, slightly maybe angle your head offline, but you're still going forward. I'm still going center line. I'm attacking this. Okay.
Right.
Now you get the roof. Now the stick comes into play. So here, it collapses. It snaps up like abanico, collapses into the arm. Same time, this is
a good.
sliding onto the wrist, and then sawboy barco.
Collapse to guard.
Yeah, and that when you
You could wait for me to look at it.
so you have this motion of this, which collapses the elbow.
Right.
Goes up,
Right into your.
and it comes right in that tight position. If the dagger comes, you're right into a guard position. Now in this position, you have some other alternates. Okay, so we're here, and we go 2, and I collapse 2. If she comes, I can just lower my blade and go straight. And
Yeah.
Okay, that would be one
And
option.
that's where you got that Sankidi effect.
Yeah. Okay, but it's here, and I'm waiting for the dagger. But our follow-up is that sawboy barco.
Sure.
Okay, so now we're looking at sweep. Sweep against the 2. The live hand is very important, but the standard is right lead. And then we'll talk about the timing on that. So I go right foot lead, just the arm. So right foot lead, prep number 2, ready, straight in. I just go ahead and check, straight in. Ready. With right foot lead, we kind of anticipate on the number 2. So as soon as we see this motion, we check.
Block it, hold it,
Yeah.
control it.
So it goes prepare for number 2, ready.
Trap it.
I'm already here. If it was left lead, it would go prepare for number 2, ready, strike.
Trap it.
But,
Yeah,
but see,
outside.
that is the primary block. The stick is secondary. So they call it sweep for a reason. The sweep is that means that you're sweeping the weapon back. So now as we step forward, rotate your hips into sweeping motion. So right foot lead, prepare for number 2, ready, strike. See, as I'm stepping forward with my checking hand, if I collapse into that position, that guard position from here, where it's tight, it sweeps it back just by extending my left. You see it?
Yeah, will you demonstrate that, Cat? Watching video.
So, this is right foot, prepare for 2, ready, strike. So as my left, because I'm tight here, my elbow's attached to my hip. So as I
Yeah, you're
step
right.
my left, it naturally sweeps back. It doesn't hit it, it sweeps in here, which dissipates her power. but the primary is your left hand. So if you do it left lead, and they say that if you're ahead, you do right foot lead. If you're late, you do left foot lead.
Okay.
Okay, so left foot lead is preference number 2, ready to strike. I'm a little bit sick. She might not, because
Yeah.
your left hand is so strong, and your this elbow's attached to this hip, this elbow's attached to this hip. It creates its own sweep as you attack. Okay, it's good. You know, it's almost like a kung fu punch or a reverse punch or something that you're attached to your body, putting out all your power behind it. Like good body mechanics. Okay, so now we're looking at 3. Okay, now 3, you have stick pointing down and stick pointing down, stick pointing up. Practicing against the 3, prepare for a 3, ready to strike. It's still, I'm attacking that arm first. Learn to attack it. Okay, go back. Again, so because the 3 is coming, I step out right foot lead, boom. I'm already make contact. My blade is not here yet, but you're teaching right now just to use your live hand to start getting training it. The other part on 3s and 4s, you always have to make sure that your weapon hand is lower than trajectory. So trajectory is here. So you want, when you step forward, you want your hand below this so that it doesn't get hit. So that's one of the things on 3s and 4s that you just have to remember. So now we go on the 3 step, we step forward again. I'm going straight for him, boom, I'm cutting my hand here, okay? The same thing now, we clear it to the rear, and as we come with the 4, I push out and strike. Okay, it gets past the obstacle, you immediately turn and go upward, cutting into the belly, and then taking the head. Okay, so the obstacle from this point here, bam, if I'm going to cut through, it goes all the way across where the obstacle ends, and then immediately you turn it, the blade upward and get your upstroke. And you always emphasize that second stroke too.
Very good cardio.
Okay, so that's your 3. So you're still practicing. The other point is that I like to, rather than wait, going to 3, that a lot of people wait for it and let it go hit here. You're being not very aggressive. I like to catch them about a third way through their strike. So I'm going after it before it gets around, jam them. Okay?
Jam.
Yep. And that you have to train your hand, or to go to dissipate the power by jamming them. On the little bit on the corrections on the number 2, number 2, ready, okay, strike. Number 3, make sure that when you do here, you go pair from 3, ready. Now as I step back, you stay compacted. See, I don't pull it out straight. You pull it out this way. Can you see that?
Right.
So now I'm here, and then I cover the hand. I'm not sure where your guy was. He might have his hand off, but I want to cover that movement. On 4 starts with that neutral position, goes ready. Okay, now just pair for number 4. Okay, so pair for number 4. It's ready. Okay, we got the hand here, and then strike. So I'm not sure if his hand was off somewhere, but you basically cover, just to put your hand on top of the other one, covering the puño and the wrist. So number 4 starts like number 5. Pair for number 5. So you're here, pair for number 5. Just raise it and put a hand on it like this. Okay? You don't have to make any, it's just like from the ready position, just move it up. Then ready, I always put this, I'll immediately put it on my thigh and leave it there and step back. Okay, so it's on your thigh, it's in the right position, which is hilt lower than the blade, the point, so that when you step forward, it comes at an upward angle. Okay, so now let's get back to the fondo. I just wanted to get that in there real quick.
Sure.
So now, it's stick pointing down, which is your movable. To me, these are all roof blocks. This position, this is roof block against 1, roof block against 2, roof block against 3, X is kind of roof blocks against 4. It's that same movable block, stick pointing down to the beginning portion. So, prepare for number 3, ready to draw, and then she strikes. Still the same thing. I'm going forward, and I'm checking ahead. So now, when it's time to do this, the movement is just, I got it in the way, and it's a strong block. The first strike is to the head, and then that's here, sawboy barnacle. So same thing, which I think you were pretty quick. So I get the strong block, boom, here, straight from this position to that number 2. You can slide back a little bit, give you some room, sawboy barnacle. Okay, so number 4, when we were talking about the movable kind of block, roof block, so number 4, so against on the X block, okay, so it's still right foot leads, that's come to the 4. Here's how you approach your, okay, liver. So here, this X, step right.
Yeah.
You gotta give me more of your hand. Okay. So one expression there. 4, ready, strike, boom.
Sorry, I don't know if that was.
Okay. And then when you, other thing is that when you're practicing, make sure you cover your puño. So you don't want this, because when you're teaching people to check and they start hitting the puño, they start ow, because it's an inanimate object and against your hand. So you always cover it all the way when you're delivering. So you give your guy the practice of touching. If they touch too much this way and they encounter the puño,
It hurts.
It hurts. But the other thing is that Leo's has said, if you have this, a lot of people, styles, they disarm and stuff, and they use the puño to attack. Leo was a blade fighter, so he said, that's 2 inches that you're giving up.
Right.
A blade, because I only need this much to kill you. And that might be that you're losing. So anyway, so here, so against the X, so the X goes like this, boom, I'm attacking it, at the same time making my contact, I'll sweep it out. So now we add the stick, so now it goes here, 2. Half the time, the blade is just here, my checking hand is so strong, I don't even do that, I just come right straight. So that escapa movement moves it here, switches here, your blade is in that position, and once the obstacle is gone, it immediately rotates and cuts up to sawboy barnacle. But the primary really, you'll see it like this where people have here, and this is fine. They're hitting, and then it's secondary, but it should be the hand. It should be here. So I go here. The hand could be here even without here. Okay? Okay, so the other thing is that shaking hand, rule of 3 and 4, my hand is higher than trajectory. I see so many people get hit because it's in the wrong, and that's just a bad habit. So the target is here. You have to raise it here, which puts this in a good strong position. And a lot of time I shift my left hip forward this way as I'm going forward, which brings your left hand more into play. So rather than come here where it's like hardly, I shift my hip. So now I can attack. So as soon as the obstacle, this is the obstacle. So as soon as the obstacle is clear, I'm already cutting. Okay? The downbeat against number 4. So if you use the theory of stick lower than trajectory, it becomes even more important. Okay, so the 4 comes and we're doing stick pointing down. Okay, and the biggest mistake that most, or we're doing downbeat, I'm sorry. The biggest thing that I see is like this. They go throw number 4 and they try to come on top and follow it. And what happens is that it goes underneath and you get cut. Or it hits your hand because you're not, have the right stick position. So if our stick is up, if you follow that theory of hand below trajectory, then I'm below trajectory. So it's already partially blocked. So but here, so now all I have to do is continue that left hand, okay? And to even make it even more, if you want to try to take out the 9, rather than having your elbow on the outside, you put the elbow on the inside, and it'll take out even the number 9 coming. Prepare for 4, ready, strike. So I'm already partially blocking it. Now I'm just pushing it down, and my live hand takes over here, pushing it down. It clears this position. This one's already in the sawboy position because I went bam, and now I just have to come up. Okay, so it should look kind of like this as it comes here. We go, boom. Okay, and that would be your downbeat. So think about the hand positioning, checking hand, what it's doing. This is lower than trajectory. This is higher than trajectory.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 5 is just like number 3. They should be. You should teach the footwork against 5 first. So the footwork against 5 is either step forward and then a step back. So if it's step forward, it's a 2-step movement. So here I've step forward. 1, 2, get my hip out of the way. Reset. Step forward, here, move my hip. Okay? That's your movement. Stepping back is just a 1-step movement. So here, I step, my hip is already out. Hip is out, go. Okay, so that's the built-in defense against the 5 thrusts. Ready, your footwork. So going forward is 2-step. 1, move the hip. Going to the right, going to the left. Offline, move the hip. Going backwards, just 1 step. Because the whole thing is getting your hip out of the way. That's the most important thing. If it's coming fast and you go, oh, shucks, okay? So same thing, stepping back, here goes the 5, just step offline, okay? So now that you have the footwork for the number 5, then you should show the technique for number 5. Okay, it's outside to 1. So here's how how I interpret it. You can, and we take it slow, as I see the 5 coming, I'm gonna step, but I'm putting this position, my stick in position, almost that position here.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna step out. Okay? This will, you could augment it with a parry, or this will take it off. Your movement's gonna take it out, and the sweeping
Like
movement
sweep.
will take it out too. So now here I am. If I'm just going to the outside, so I'm offline.
Just sweep.
Yeah. So I'm not doing any really, I could add more movement to it, but I don't have to. So now, on the outside, so here we go, 1, 2, boom, okay? Just go ahead and turn the hip, get the first hit. 1, then 2, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Very simple.
More like a sweep block.
Yes. That's all I was trying to get to do, but your left hand is still doing the same thing, your right hand is doing the same.
A low parry, but the right hand with the sweep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be your, that's how I interpret. Okay, so now, stick pointing down would be the same thing. These are more, your footwork, there's not so much really checking at this point, because it's the thing, because you're moving offline. So you're here, you can now, I can get to that hand. Okay? So it's your
But
footwork.
not as much shoving.
Right, so my footwork is what, and then just hand above trajectory, and I'm just doing my forward hip movement, or my forward movement. So I go here, for 5, 2, boom, sawboy barkle. Now if I went backwards, it would be the same thing. So if I step back for it's too close, she's attacking that, I just step back. Okay, because my hip's out of the way. So you're using your number 5 footwork.
That's a good one.
Okay?
Yeah.
The same thing if I went here and I step back with that sweep. So here now, I do the sweep. I have that one movement. I'm a little bit further out, but I still in advantage time. So this sweep this, then I'm immediately come down. I can do it like the quarters, cut the hand, and then go straight. Okay. So those are more simplified and more correct kind of movements and theory. What you guys were doing, I was really impressed, but we never really
Yeah, we need to fine tune.
went deep into it. So that's what I wanted to really cover, is the strong checking, the economy of motion, body positioning,
Yeah, let me.
what your left hand is doing. We kind of work on that. So if you're going to use roof golf against one on the first song keeping, it would go like this. So now, stick is here. See where my stick is? It's not here.
Ready to.
It's here. So as soon as my left hand clears it, okay, so that would be the position. More time. It's more like, almost like, okay, so now I'm going to clear it, and I'm going to come straight in. 2, 3.
When you see those
Inside block against the one. So now, sorry, here, inside block, it's here. Rather than straight up, it's more vertical or horizontal. So now, as the first thrust,
I get it.
as I move my hand, it's right there. 1, 2,
It's ready to poke them.
3. Okay, against the roof block, against number 2, same thing. So now here,
Turn the stick in. Turn the point of the blade towards it.
the sweep on the 2. Okay, so go strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stick pointing up against the 3. Okay, so now it's here.
He's ready to jab.
Jab. So if we're going to do the stick pointing down, it would be here.
Yeah.
Get the block, and then down. Against on the X block, it would be here.
Get it ready.
On the downbeat, it would be here.
Right.
On number 5,
And
if
that
you want to, what the 5 one, you use your footwork,
And you're ready to thrust.
and then if you want inside block, same thing. You just go.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so on the knives, rather than going straight, there's no problem if you could do a fondo. It's like if you were going to do a fondo against one strike, it would probably be here. You'd go for the hand and cut the arm. Okay?
Yeah.
Against, on the inside block, I guess you could do the same thing.
Cut his hand,
It's trapped here and cut the blade. Rather than block the blade, we're going to go for the
Right.
hand. Okay, so the way that we actually we do an open close for the very beginning. So that should be against the 1, it would go here, close. Against the 2, it'd be an open.
I see.
Against the 3, it's a close.
I see, okay.
That's a 4. Against the 5, it'd be another close.
Ah.
Okay? So if you want to teach a single, just open, close, open, close.
Close, open.
Yeah, and those would be
Close.
guntings. That would be a gunting. Now, that would be the basic, very basic. And you could probably just deliver it in the whole sequence. The old style delivery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you look like this. So 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, open, 1, close, close, open, close. Again, then she come back again. Close,
Yeah.
open, close, open, close, and I can give back to her. Close,
That would be a great
Open.
drill, yeah.
close, open, and then she goes back to me. Okay, so you got a little flow. And you can start movement.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can do a scuffle. Okay, so now we're here. So we go here. We want just practicing here. Okay, same thing, left hand parry. You don't have to move.
Yeah.
Okay? So to add that, rather than, you can do in that defondo kind of sequence. So if you went with the number one and we did the close, so I'm going here, boom. Then you try to do that song, Kiki. Then you could add it into that. Okay. Then number two would be the open. Boom, 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 solid vertical. Number three would be a close. Boom, and four would be an open. Okay, that's how you could teach that.
That's
more.
a great